Hi guys, it's Gwen again. I'm here today. I want to talk about something that's been on my mind, something that's been and is going to be on everyone else's minds pretty soon, and that is the Met Gala. So, before I say anything about what I'm thinking, let's just get right into the video. Now, if you're like me, if you care anything about fashion, or if you're not like me and you care about celebrities, anyway, you'll know about the Met Gala. It's one of the biggest red carpet events of the year, and it's different than any other red carpet event. Instead of presenting awards to people for things that they've done great, the event is focused around the fashion only. The red carpet is the biggest part of the event itself, and it's the part everybody tunes in to see, writes articles about after, writes predictions about before, and all of those sorts of things. So, the Met Gala in 2021 was a little bit different because, of course, because of COVID, everything has been a little different. It was postponed from its usual position, being in the beginning of May, all the way until September 13th, 2021. The Met Gala is supposed to be bigger, bolder, brighter, more creative, and all about the fashion. But for 2021, I just wasn't feeling it. It didn't feel like a Met Gala. It felt more like a regular red carpet with a couple of daring people. A quote from the very famous magazine Harper's Bazaar says, "Without the pressure to fit into the stereotypical mold of what fashion should be, what a female or anyone should wear on the red carpet, everyone is encouraged to be their most experimental and playful self when choosing their outfits." Now, of course, thinking of previous years, that sounds about right. We know that the celestial bodies and camp Met Galas had so many things that we were not expecting to see, and they were interesting and caught our attention, and people were talking. Did you like it? Did you not like it? But no matter what, it was attention grabbing. Now, this year's Met Gala, the one in 2021, is also connected to the one in 2022. They're both supposed to be representing a very similar theme and opening a two-part exhibit in the Metropolitan Museum of Art. So you might know about the Met Gala, and you might know that the looks are great, but what is supposed to be the purpose of the Met Gala? Why do people say it's supposed to be different and bold and creative? Vogue magazine affectionately refers to the Met Gala as fashion's biggest night out. Every year, celebrities and designers flock to the Met Gala to represent the opening of the new exhibit by the Costume Institute that year, and to show off what they can do, how they feel about fashion, and put out their own personality, either the designers or the celebrities or both, their idea on what the theme means to them or what popped into their mind at all when they thought of it. There are so many different creative things, and the outfits are big and outlandish and full of volume and sparkle and headdresses and things that you don't see on a regular red carpet. The 2021 and 2022 Met Galas were always intended to be part of the same theme. There's the exhibit inside the Metropolitan Museum of Art is a two-part exhibit, and so the Met Gala itself was supposed to be a two-part Met Gala. It was postponed from May to September because of COVID, but that might have worked in their favor since it's a combined event, and maybe the 2022 Met Gala will have everyone's fresh 2021 looks still in their mind and be able to connect or compare the two. But I'm not really sure, because a lot of the Met Gala 2021 looks were not distinct. They did not stick out in my mind. A couple people did, and there sure were a lot of people there. A lot of new celebrities, including YouTubers and TikTok stars, were invited because those are celebrities just the same as everybody else is. But the red carpet at this Met Gala felt very Hollywood-centric. Not in the people who attended, but in the way that the outfits were designed and the dresses and suits were made. All it felt to me was old Hollywood. The 2021 theme for the Met Gala was America, a lexicon of fashion. The definition of a lexicon is a complete set of meaningful units in a language. A synonym would be dictionary. It's a collection of words that are of importance to this specific language. So when you think about a lexicon of fashion, you think about what is important. How would you describe important things in fashion and represent all of those different things in one collection? And so we know that designers are not necessarily working in conjunction with other people, but they should be thinking of many different inspirations, many different cultures. I mean, America has been referred to as the melting pot for a very long time because of all the cultural influences that come here and mix into new things. So what I expected when I was watching the 2021 Met Gala and seeing all the looks was to see a lot of different cultural or time period representations, a lot of unique materials, a lot of history, not necessarily in a costumey kind of way, but just in an influency kind of way. I thought talking about the lexicon of fashion would be a great time to re-examine what fashion is currently and what it has meant in the past. What's important to fashion and why is fashion important to us? Unfortunately, I did not feel like many of the designers or celebrities invited did very much to represent anything other than, like I said, old Hollywood. I'm going to get into a specific breakdown of some of the actresses, actors, singers, and designers whose looks that I either liked extremely or really didn't like. But for now, I'm just going to give you a list of the things that I saw over and over again. First of all, I'll start with the makeup. As you can see, I'm wearing glitter on my eyes, jewels, and I had a great time with it. A couple of the people at the Met Gala, but not the biggest stars, wore special makeup including rhinestones like the ones I'm wearing. In fact, one of the co-chairs of the Met Gala herself had rhinestones running up her face, and it looked gorgeous with her Statue of Liberty inspired royal blue dress. But for everyone else's makeup, there was barely an eyeshadow color to be seen, and I'm not really sure why or if this was necessarily intentional or important to the looks that they were wearing. All I saw was neutral tones and a little bit of eyeliner and the regular minimal blush and eyelashes of majority of red carpet looks. I did not see anything bold. I did not see much that complemented the outfits, only what complemented the person's face, which I get. You want to look good in your outfit, but we're talking about fashion here. And I don't know about you, but I've watched plenty of runway shows, and the makeup and the hair is just as important to the look as the look itself. The clothes are not only fashion. Everything you're wearing is fashion. So moving on from this simple makeup, I did see a lot of simple silhouettes that kind of bored me. We had the usual 50s sweetheart neckline, a little bit of off the shoulders, a lot of ball gown to the floor looks, and a lot of very slinky, slim dresses that accentuated the figure. I did see some corsets and boning inspired looks or looks that were made of those things, and I do understand how that ties into fashion history, and corsets have been making a comeback in recent years anyway, so I did understand it, but I didn't feel like anything I saw was really done in a new or a different way. I feel like I saw so much black and white that that's all I could remember at the end of it, and we all know it's difficult for the men at the Met Gala to dress up because most of them still just wear tuxedos. I did see a couple of standout looks from guys, and beyond those couple of standout looks, everybody wore a black tuxedo or a black suit with a white shirt, and I was bored out of my mind. But the men were not the only people who wore black and white. Many of the women wore black and white dresses, and I'm not saying you can't wear black or white. I'm just saying I don't know how so many people ended up wearing black and white to an event that's about the history of fashion. I'm just not sure who told them that fashion has always been black and white, Maybe they looked at too many fashion plates and forgot that those things were invented before color magazines and TV. A couple of the looks that I really liked included an armor-like or chest plate-like aspect, and I thought those were very unique, and it was exciting to see something different that other people weren't doing, and that was men and women alike. Another thing I did not like was the use of fake flowers. I know that there was one or two looks that used them in the right way, but I swear I saw more than one dress that made me think, did those designers copy each other? Like someone might copy homework and change it slightly? You'll see what I mean, but I didn't see any floral patterns. Just a couple of these dresses with flowers on the outside, and I feel like floral could have been bold and bright and unique and done in a way that represents the history of fashion. I liked that I did see some volume contrast with large on top and small on bottom, or the opposite. I do like volume contrast because it is a way to make clothing into art, not just functional, but also beautiful. I did not like the fact that so many people incorporated jeans. I don't know why, it just bothers me. Jeans have not been around that long, and I do not feel like they're an integral part of fashion so much that we have to turn it into a red carpet look. It's an everyday kind of thing, and so if jeans were included, why were other everyday looks from other centuries or other cultures not included? Why only jeans? I did see the usual amount of gold, silver, glitter, and rhinestones, and, as usual as well, so many people wearing see-through, nude, or opaque gowns. And I just didn't love it. I don't think that the only way to show off your beautiful body is to be naked. There is a way to show beautiful shape and beautiful fashion, and it to be about you and the clothing at the same time. And I will comment specifically on a couple of cases. Some people did it well and I understood the intention, and other people I feel like just wore something for the sake of wearing something. They just wanted to get the same attention that they get on every red carpet. Now, I know, I'm sounding very critical, and who am I? Because I'm not a designer and I'm not a celebrity. I've never had the pressure of walking a red carpet and having all of the eyes on me, knowing that many of these photographers work for magazines or websites that are going to post a best dressed or worst dressed list. Nobody wants to be on the worst dressed list, but at the same time, this gala is about fashion. It's about creativity and being bold. Taking a simple Hollywood regular approach that is just accentuating your regular body shape in the regular kind of way is not going to get you on the best dressed list either. It's just safe, and safe only gets you in the middle. Wouldn't you rather take a risk and get on the best dressed list than not risk at all and be nowhere, not mentioned at all? I'm going to talk about some outfits that I specifically liked and what they were reminiscent of, or what the designers or actors and celebrities themselves said they were supposed to be reminiscent of. Very first, I'll put my favorite up. Emily Blunt did an amazing outfit that I felt was inspired by Hedy Lamar's very famous star outfit. We've seen it in black and white, and some people have updated it colorized, but the stars and this shining, glittery silver material and the drapery of the white material and the headdress, they to me spoke Hollywood in a way that wasn't red carpet Hollywood, but it was the Hollywood of live performers and live singers and people who sat in front of live audiences to give performance in outlandish outfits, and TV was so new. I understood this look and I loved this look. I saw both the inspiration and the way it was updated, and I felt like it was very well executed. So Emily Blunt is definitely on the top of my favorites for the ladies. As for my top of the favorites for the men, we have to put A$AP Rocky up there because he really took the theme and understood what it meant. He wore an amazing tuxedo with his shirt untucked so that it was a little bit punk and a little bit unique, even though it was the same white frilly shirt under a black tux. Over the top of that, he wore a handmade quilt that was donated to a thrift store. Someone actually brought forward proof that their great-grandmother had handmade that quilt, given it to their mother, and then later it was donated. So I feel like that's somebody who really understood the assignment and spoke to the intentions of what the Metropolitan Museum of Art was going to put into its Fashion Costume Institute exhibit. If we're talking about all the meaningful units in a language, the meaningful units are not just the people who get the attention and who get the front page, but a lot of the meaningful units in the lexicon of fashion history, the lexicon of American fashion history, would include influences from outside America and influences from the bottom of the chain. We know for a fact that many different fashion eras were influenced by the availability of certain textiles and the availability of the home sewing machine, and how a home sewist could incorporate high fashion into their everyday look. And then that continued forward in a kind of snowball effect where fashion could change more quickly and people could adapt more quickly, and the person on the red carpet, on Hollywood, in TV, and in movies, those people could inspire the people at home and their fashion, and vice versa. So 10 out of 10 for A$AP Rocky's outfit. He did amazing, and of course, Rihanna looked great in her getup as well. I loved her volume. I couldn't really gather any specific inspiration though, and I didn't know what exactly she was going for. So her outfit definitely did not meet her partner's outfit, but that's okay. There sometimes is one star in a couple. Billie Eilish was high up on my list because her gown was a ball gown. It was a very new look inspired tight high waist with a huge skirt to emphasize the tininess of your waist, and it had a lot of drapery around the neck and off the shoulder sleeves. It was a very light pink, and you could definitely feel her inspirations were Grace Kelly and Marilyn Monroe. She even did her hair blonde in a short bob. But I liked the way that she kind of took it to the next level. She didn't just wear something that someone on the 50s or 60s Hollywood red carpet would have worn. That skirt was huge and extravagant. It was bigger than a wedding ball gown. It was ginormous. It took up all of the stairs when she was on it, but the attention was still on her, not on the dress. And that's because she took the liberty of maintaining her uniqueness while being a part of what fashion means to people. She kept her signature alt-punk attitude in her smudged black eyeliner and the fact that her hair was not perfectly shaped and in place. It was a little bit messy, and I really liked the contrast of her personal current style with the inspirations from the past. So I believe that she did a great job. Her inspiration did come through, and her outfit was a success. Kendall Jenner wore a nude bodysuit underneath a see-through dress covered in rhinestones of different shapes and sizes. This was one of those outfits where I felt the nude was unnecessary. We all know that Kendall Jenner is gorgeous, and I do see her inspiration. She was inspired by the lovely Audrey Hepburn in My Fair Lady, and I do see elements of that outfit in her outfit. The high neckline and the kind of epaulettes on her shoulders were gorgeous, and her hair was done in an updo that definitely was reminiscent of that dress, while not being an exact copy. I just don't understand why The updated version of that dress, or the inspiration of that dress, had to come out completely see-through. I did not feel like it was necessarily fashion inspired, but more inspired by the beauty of the person, which is fine. I love people when they believe they are beautiful, and celebrities they work very hard on their appearance. It is part of their job. But this is the Met Gala, and as I've already mentioned, it's supposed to be about the fashion, about the creativity. So I do understand her inspiration, and I see it in her outfit, but I didn't love this outfit. I didn't think that it fit the theme and really sold what the Met Gala is trying to sell, which is the fashion exhibit. Kaya Gerber had an updated version of a dress previously worn at the Met Gala by Bianca Jagger. It was a Dior dress, black, tight, definitely a new look kind of shape with cutouts on the top, and it looked almost like an exact copy with a couple of differences, but for some reason this stood out so much in the crowd that I didn't mind that it was more of a recreation than an inspiration. I loved the look, I loved it on her, and I really felt fashion past as well as fashion future. Halle Bailey's inspiration came through very clear in her bright pink outfit. The very famous Tina Turner shone through in her tassels and the way that the bodysuit accentuated her curves, and it looked like a staged outfit. It was very fashionable, and I love that it did not look like something she would have worn on any other red carpet. She stood out, she took the assignment, she knew what to do with it, and she really went for it. I loved it. Of course, more than one person was going to be inspired by Marilyn Monroe. She is an American icon. Megan Thee Stallion and Rosé from Blackpink both were inspired by Marilyn Monroe. In Megan Thee Stallion's case, I understood the inspiration. I thought she looked gorgeous in her dress, and I just think it didn't go quite enough over the line. I wish it had been a little more dramatic and a little more updated, but I do see the inspiration and I really liked it. On the other hand, Rosé, I did not understand how Marilyn Monroe was her inspiration. It was a gorgeous dress, and it just had a very simple shape and a simple silhouette, which I like. I just don't understand how it came from Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe was known for the bombshell type of outfits that she wore that were very tight around her waist that really showed off her beauty, and I didn't necessarily feel those vibes coming from Rosé's dress. Another man's outfit that I enjoyed was Dominic Cooper. His yellow suit really stood out from the crowd, and the silky satiny shirt underneath was more blouse than suit shirt, and I really liked the uniqueness of both the color and the shape. Taking a sort of feminine and a masculine feel at the same time, I really love the uniqueness of it. Lourdes Leon was channeling the very beautiful Cher, and I believe that she did a great job of this. She picked a fashion icon that was recognizable and that was unique to what other people were wearing. I don't necessarily know if I say that she wouldn't wear this on another red carpet. She might have, but I do get the inspiration and the outfit was good. I just wouldn't say it's above and beyond. Keke Palmer looked gorgeous and almost unrecognizable in the way that she did her makeup and her hair and that dress that she wore. I like that the silhouette was different and unique. It was slinky and it was tight, but it wasn't skin tight, and it also wasn't super loose. I did see her inspiration in Diana Ross come through, but again, I just feel like there could have been a little more. It was good, but it wasn't amazing. Jennifer Hudson was inspired by the amazing Aretha Franklin, and I got it. I loved it. I thought it was bold, it was amazing, and it was a great tribute. The red was so standout that even on a red carpet, you did not look anywhere else but her dress. And of course, the bright color really pulled my attention because there was so much of traditional black, white, gold, silver that anything that was bright colored kind of pulled me in more than maybe it would have otherwise. But the shapes of this dress and the volume and the way that it kind of played with contrast, even though it was one solid color, I thought it was gorgeous and inspired. I thought that the assignment was taken and delivered. Now, I know I'm going to butcher this name. Quanah Chasing Horse, a Native American model, was invited to attend the Met Gala as a guest of the designer whose dress she was wearing, and she was very excited to come and represent her Native American tradition in the lexicon of American fashion, which makes sense. It should be included, considering that Native Americans from America were here before anybody else was. Sadly, we didn't see very much Native American inspiration, and Miss Chasing Horse herself felt very overlooked. I liked the dress that she wore, and I feel like the way that she accessorized it and kind of let her natural beauty shine through were amazing. But of course, being an invitee of the designer, she just wore the dress and accessorized it. She wasn't really allowed to throw in her own flair, and I think that's part of the reason that she felt ignored. Hopefully she'll be invited again another year, possibly this year, and given a chance to have a say in what she wears and in how she represents what she feels American fashion should be. Zoe Kravitz and Iman Hammam, which I'm probably also saying wrong, I believe got their inspiration from Mae West, the singer-star who was very famous for wearing see-through dresses that covered very little in a time where everybody else covered a lot. So I did see that they were inspired by something from fashion, but again, I think in our modern society that wearing something see-through on the red carpet is more of the usual than some might think. So it just didn't feel updated, it didn't feel old, it didn't feel over the top, it didn't feel understated, it kind of just felt meh. So I understood, but I thought it could have been done better. And just to throw one more guy in the mix, I can't mention a million people, so I'm gonna have to end it here. I did really like Ben Platt's outfit. The style of his suit so spoke 70s, and it reminded me of an actual ad that I've seen for Levi's, a jean suit. And so it was the only time I saw jeans during this Met Gala that I thought, wow, that's accurate. That's the past, that's the future, it's updated, it looks good, it's structured. And I liked that Ben Platt wasn't stuck in the usual black tuxedo or black suit that the men usually wear. So he did break outside of the box, and he used inspiration to kind of do something unique, which stood out to me. Of course, there were many more amazing outfits and many more ones that I did not think were amazing, but I can't go on all day. I'd love to hear what you really liked from the Met Gala, or maybe what you didn't like. Just tell me what stood out to you. For now, what I'm going to tell you is what I wish I saw more of during the Met Gala. First and foremost, I wish I saw more cultural influences. We saw a lot of English, a lot of American, and a lot of French. But we're talking about America, a lexicon of fashion. And the intent was not to say that we're only talking about fashion in America, but what inspired the fashion in America, which comes from all over the world, not just from England and France and America itself. So I do hope that in the next Met Gala we will get to see more cultural inspirations mixed with other ideas, mixed with uniqueness, or just represented in a way that really shows how important other cultures are, or just to show how influential and important other cultures are to what we call fashion and what we wear. I wished I saw more use of unusual materials for the outfits and the dresses. Other than jeans, I did not feel like anything other than regular red carpet materials were used. So much chiffon, so much lace and satin, everything was very gown related. And fashion is not about only red carpet materials, especially not if we're talking about the whole of fashion. If we're talking about being bold and unique and representing parts of fashion that come from different places, even if we're talking just about different times, then using all of those materials, it doesn't give any variety. and I feel like a lot more could have been done with shapes and designs, and even the same dresses could have looked completely transformative if they were made with different materials. I do feel like I saw a lot of the two basic silhouettes, tight waist and big skirt, or tight all the way up and down. I wish we saw a little bit more maybe shapeless or shaped in an interesting way, because fashion has not always been one body shape or the body shape that we currently find most attractive. Think about the 20s when the drop waist and loose dresses were all the rage, where they were what was unique. Or think about the 1800s in Victorian fashion where sleeves just got bigger and bigger. There's always been lots of contrast and lots of shapes, so I did like that I saw some volume, but I really hope that the contrast and the unusual shapes are played up a lot more, and we don't get stuck with the same boring Hollywood silhouettes going down the Met Gala red carpet. Save that for another red carpet. I'm really hoping that the next Met Gala I get to see a lot more things that I would consider costumey. Not historical costumes or cosplay, or recreating something that already exists, but I don't mind if something's a little over the top. In fact, both fashion magazines quoted earlier, which would be considered experts on the subject, have said that the Met Gala is supposed to be about creativity, boldness, and over the top, not what you would wear in a regular Hollywood setting or regular award show setting. So I am hoping that we get to see a lot more uniqueness, a lot more creativity in the dresses, maybe in the shoes, in the accessories, in the hair, in the makeup, in all of it. I just feel like there are so many more ideas to represent, and these designers and celebrities played it a little safe. I'm not a fan of safe, and fashion history is not a fan of safe either. Things move and change and grow, and you have to step out there and be bold. Most of the designers that we know and love did something different to make their name, and so I'm hoping to see maybe more of what we see walking down a runway, unique shapes that catch our eyes and stuff that stands out and you think, I wouldn't wear that walking down the street, but those inspirations are bold and bright and creative, and they morph into what we do wear on the street and what history remembers when looking back on us. So looking forward, the Met Gala 2022 is going to have a very similar theme to its 2021 counterpart: America, an anthology of fashion. The definition of an anthology is a collection of selected literary pieces or passages or works of art or music. A synonym would be an assortment, or possibly an album. So an anthology is a collection, not like a lexicon where it's a collection of meaningful words, but a collection of unique items, pieces of art. The second part of the exhibit that will be opening at the Met Museum is going to showcase the backbone of what fashion is. Instead of focusing only on designers that we know or dresses that we've seen and shapes that we love, they're going to focus on small, lesser known designers who did have a big influence, but maybe their fame was short-lived or they were overlooked. A curator at the Met Gala said as well that there will be focuses on home sewists and influences from different places than just mainstream designers. I'm hoping that knowing this about the exhibit will inspire the designers and attendees of this next Met Gala to take a step outside of the box and do something really different that catches our eye, inspires us for the future, reminds us of the past, and just makes us think, makes us look, catches our attention, and maybe even throws us off guard. We definitely shall see soon what it is going to be, because it's going to be held the first Monday in May, like it's always supposed to have been held. As for award, making it this far in the video and listening to me talk about fashion, I'm going to show you recreations of Met Gala outfits. Of course, it felt pretty easy to recreate some of these Met Gala outfits because they were black and white and simple. And my outfits are not as high fashion. because I bought them all from Shein, and I tried to make the pieces so that they were reusable in my actual wardrobe and it wouldn't be a waste. Some of these outfits I really enjoyed, and I felt like the pieces will work well for me, and others of the outfits did not work well for me and did not fit me, and it will be funny to see it. Of course, since Emily Blunt was my favorite outfit, I had to go ahead and recreate hers, and I'll say this is my least favorite recreation that I did. I was trying to go a little out there, think outside of the box to be able to recreate this, and of course I was only looking on one website, so I didn't have a ton of options, and I definitely wasn't going to sew anything for this video. I did love the slinky dress that I chose. It fits really nicely, and I think I'll be able to wear it in the future, randomly to different events that will eventually start happening again. But as for the top that I tried to cut into her little cape thing, it turned out horrible. The material shredded instantly when I put the scissors to it, and so I tried to clean up the edges and it just didn't work. The headdress was really cute. I got it for like $2, and so I'll be wearing that again sometime in the future as well, just for fun, maybe to put on my makeup. But this was not my favorite recreation, and I feel bad because it doesn't represent the outfit that I loved so much. I really liked Alicia Keys' outfit. It was kind of low-key, pun not intended, but it was beautiful, and her husband wore something very unique, so I feel like their outfits were complementary. Again, she wore all white with a little bit of glitter and silver, so I tried my best to put little butterfly clips like I have on now in my hair to represent the glitter that she's got going on in her hair. And these pieces I definitely will be able to wear again in different combinations, both for formal or non-formal events. So who doesn't love a tulle skirt, right? I just hope that I can keep the white clean. A YouTuber that I know and love for her sewing and the way that she helps break down how patterns are made and how fashion fits you, Kiana Bonolo recreated Gigi Hadid's dress, and I loved both Gigi Hadid's outfit and Kiana's recreation. So I tried to see if I could recreate something similar out of the clothes on the website. I did find a dress that gave me the corset vibes, and I was able to wear a black bandeau underneath, but nothing could meet the interesting shape of the dress that she wore. It was one that was not traditional. The way it kind of was separated from her body instead of hugging it closely, but it still had the corset lines, and it was just very crisp and clean, and I liked it. So in my recreation, the dress is a little bit more tight than it should have been, and I wasn't even able to zip it, but I guess that's sort of better because Gigi herself did not have her zip all the way up, although I'm sure that hers was not an accident and it was a fashion choice. Miss Margaret Qualley wore something cute and adorable, and I'm not quite sure what her inspiration was, but I did feel like it was at least unique. It could have been a little bit 20s inspired maybe. Not necessarily a drop waist, but maybe no waist, and I love the little puffy sleeves because that has been a big trend recently, especially with girls making their own dresses. So in my recreation, I found a white dress that I thought really represented the style, although mine was a lot shorter, so it ended up looking more baby doll than 20s inspired. But I did find boots that I really loved and have actually worn multiple times since then, so this was very fun. I think that this was one of my favorite outfits to come out of it, and I'd be excited to see what Margaret Qualley does in the next Met Gala. That this was gorgeous, and maybe she'll kick it up a notch for the next one. So anyway, that about sums up my little bit of a ranty, thoughty thingy about the Met Gala, and I'm looking forward to 2022 to see what it holds, and hopefully I'll be able to say more good things than bad about this one. I don't know about how you're feeling, so let me know in the comments below, and please do all the YouTubey things for me, including liking, sharing, and subscribing to my channel, yada yada yada. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today, and I will see you next time.